Hi there, my name is Ashley Carollo, and I'm going to be doing my video presentation on No Child Left Behind as a part of my historical analysis. So what we're going to be discussing is basically a brief overview. I'm going to tell you what No Child Left Behind is. We're going to go over some reactions that parents had to No Child Left Behind. We are going to discuss some of the issues of funding regarded with this act. We're going to go over a couple of critiques, and basically then we're going to finish up with how No Child Left Behind has evolved into Every Student Succeeds. So what is No Child Left Behind? Basically, No Child Left Behind was an educational act signed into action by President Bush in 2001. Its original goal was to accomplish three things. It was to close achievement gaps between diverse groups of students. It wanted to improve teacher quality, and this is having high expectations for teachers. And then basically it hoped to achieve a 100% proficiency level in both English and math. So here are a couple parental reactions to No Child Left Behind, and this is from 2009, 6 years before this act was signed in to be Every Student Succeeds. So basically they asked, has No Child Left Behind made public education better? Has it made public education worse, or has it not made a difference? So parents of K-12 students actually said that it has not made much of a difference, 43%, and 26% said it's made public education worse, while there are still 27% who said it made education better. So the parents of students who are in the K-12 public schools believed 45% of them has not made it much of a difference. 23% has actually made public education worse. And the remaining 27% has made public education better. So there were a couple of promises that were broken with No Child Left Behind. Originally, there was $56.7 billion appropriated for this act. Unfortunately, many schools were never given the entirety of the funds that they were promised. So if you look in the funding year 2000, there was supposed to be $26 billion appropriated to schools to follow No Child Left Behind. But the reality is that there was only $22 billion appropriated, and the president had only wanted to give $19 billion. So in the end, by 2007, there was supposed to be $39 billion appropriated. The reality was it was only $23 billion. So No Child Left Behind broke some financial promises that they hoped would be solved. So here are some critiques of No Child Left Behind. It had high teacher turnover and lack of job security. They had quality teachers leaving rural schools for more urban schools and better test results. It was a dumbing down of the standards, and then they also dismissed students with disabilities from their services. And they were also placing students who did not necessarily have a disability into special education in order to not have their scores count. Ultimately, this led to a widening of the achievement gap and to a teaching of the test. So now we have Every Student Succeeds Act and Race to the Top. So the goals of No Child Left Behind and Every Student Succeeds are very similar. Basically, it was to provide equitable, high-quality education and to close educational achievement gaps again. Race to the Top was basically a contest that schools competed in to earn $4.35 billion. So, No Child Left Behind was created with very good intentions, but however, it resulted in our standards being lowered, so that way everybody could achieve that 100% proficiency rate. And it ended up with high teacher turnover and having teachers leave a year in because they were not highly effective. And these are the list of references I used. And I just want to thank you for watching my video presentation of my historical project that was No Child Left Behind.